Hello, and welcome to The Writing Engineer. Today, we will be covering 5 tips for getting started becoming a writer. Today, I will be using my writer's best friend, my little Moleskine notebook. So, number 1. First tip, don't tell everyone. So the desire to write is a gentle seed that really needs nurturing and not any harsh treatment or bad words that could dissuade you from your chosen pursuit. Now, you can probably tell a few people. Let's see. You can probably tell someone that you trust with your life, but maybe not tell your boyfriend or girlfriend. They might not be as understanding as a person who you intimately trust with your life. This may be controversial, but to be honest, a lot of people don't understand what it's like when you want to write something down. That's all that you have in your heart as a desire. You would rather spend time in front of a computer typing away on a keyboard than, say, I don't know, going to the beach. In addition to not telling everyone, you should try to find a writer's group or start one if you have the guts. Writers' groups are groups of people who are like-minded about writing. Most of the time, these are people who genuinely want to help you better your writing, better your craft. Sometimes you will run into a person who is using it for their own ends or means, but these people exist. You have to deal with them. Tip number 2. Fan fiction. I know that your idea is awesome. Everybody thinks that their idea is awesome, and it's very probable that your idea may be awesome. I think I said awesome a few too many times there. But what you can do is you can practice with fan fiction. You can practice your style. You can practice characters talking to each other. You can hone in your craft, as it were. Number 3, and this is going to sound like a very strange tip when you're trying to learn to write. Watch YouTube. You can search for writing tips, writing advice. Search for AuthorTube or BookTube. Those last two have hashtags in front of them. There are several channels that I've followed that I found have useful insights into what it's like to be a writer, tips on how to structure your chapters or your paragraphs, how to create a believable bad guy, even things as simple as the bad guy checklist. These are all useful resources that you can find on YouTube. Several authors, mostly self-published, have channels which are fairly successful. One is Jenna Moreci. I'll leave her link to her YouTube channel below. There's several other authors. The one that I frequent very often is a relatively long podcast called the Science Fiction and Fantasy Marketing Podcast. They deal more with how to market your book after you've read it, but there are several episodes in there that will give you insight on how to craft your book. I'll leave a full list of the people that I subscribe to below. Number 4, and this is going to be in direct contradiction to number 3. Stop watching YouTube. You need to look at your books. You need to look at the movies that you own. You even need to look at any video games that you're playing. You need to figure out what types of stories you like. Why do you like them? What makes them good stories? Dissect these. Take them apart. Find out what makes them tick. Very good storytellers that I've seen on television. One comes to mind, Joss Whedon. He is the creator of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, of Angel, the spin-off, of Firefly, a fantastic science fiction show that happens in space. I would recommend that anybody who wants a detailed story watch Firefly, please. He's also done many other movies. The House in the Woods, for example, which is a sort of tongue-in-cheek retelling of all the horror tropes that are found throughout the genre in movie telling. Number 5, and this is the most important one. Get a pen and get some paper. You can't be a writer if you don't write. In order to write things, sometimes you may need to get your imagination jogged a little bit. You can find things like writing prompts online. There's even an app that you can download called Oblique Strategies. It will give you random tips about things that aren't related to anything that you're thinking about right now. But you can take those and then try and write something about them. It doesn't have to be complex. All you have to do is sit down for 20, 10, or even 5 minutes and just write. Set a timer on your phone and just write the words as they come to you. Don't think about them, just write them. Being better and getting better at writing means you have to write. It's like anything else. You have to practice, and you have to practice a lot. I joined my writers group about 2 years ago, and every single month there is a writing prompt, and every single month we all write a minimum of 500 words about that topic. There's also a 20-minute free writing on which she gives us a jumping off point. The last thing that I'd like to leave you is a couple of my favorite writing prompts from the writing group that we have. First one. Your character has just received the results of their DNA test. They were expecting genealogical revelations, but nothing like this. That's number one. Number two. We all have our worst fears. Make a list of 3 things you are afraid of happening to you. Write a story in which one of them happens to your character. And the last one, and this one I had a lot of fun with. Using 4 of your 5 senses. Describe a character or setting. Now with me, the last one, I kind of went a little bit overboard. The actual writing prompt was using the 5 senses, taste, touch, hearing, smell, and sight. Describe a character or setting. I went with 4. I tried to string along my writers group as far as I could before they realized that my character only had 4 of the 5 senses. Well, that's it for today. If you guys enjoyed the content, please click the like button below, and I hope you all have a good night. Bye.